What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So we're here with day 6 of Advent of Code, and I had a few comments asking about this one, so it looks like it's highly anticipated, so I'm glad we finally get to do this together. So come on and let's dive right in. Alright everyone, so you know the drill. I'm going to take a few minutes to read the problem and then we can look at it together. Okay, so this one's an interesting one. So we basically get a data stream buffer, which is just several characters, lots of characters, and our goal is to find the marker, which is essentially a set of 4 characters that are unique and at which point that happens. As we can see here, the first time a marker could occur is after the 4th character is received, and it marks 4 unique characters. So we see here 4 characters that are different. So what it looks like is that it's just a sliding window of characters. So we start at the beginning, we process 4 characters, and then we're like, oh no, there's not unique characters, so we go into the next 4, there's still not unique characters, so we keep going. So the next 4, then the next 4, and then we get to here and we're like, oh okay, these 4 are all unique. So the marker actually happens after the 7th character, or index 6, has arrived. So I feel like what we should be able to do is just like have the sliding window and see how many characters we've processed until we get to a marker. And then we have a few different inputs we can check it with. So that's good. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so actually we don't even need this right now. We just need to read the file because it's not by new lines. It's just a single buffer of characters. So let's just update that. Wow, I have not updated that before. Okay, so let's write out our steps. So step 1. So as I said, we want to have a sliding window of characters. So we can just do that with a for loop. But we want to define how many characters we're looking at a time. So like define our buffer size. So let's define buffer size, loop through characters in order for buffer size. Step 3, if all characters unique, return number of characters processed. Otherwise increment by 1. Actually, it's not going to be the buffer size, it's going to be the number of characters processed. So we know this will always start at 4. So we could just say characters processed equals 4. So because like you have to process the first 4 characters, and then if like they're all unique, then great, then we've processed 4 characters. So that is going to be here. So then we loop through the character in order for buffer size, which is we know is 4. So make this a little easier so we can define what is in our current buffer on the fly. We can just loop through by index and then check the next 4 characters, like a substring as the next 4 characters. So let's do for I in range of the length of the input. So our current buffer is going to equal the input at I, because we start at 0, and then it's going to go up to I plus 4. So that's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be like plus 4, so it goes up to but not including. So that is our current buffer. Let's like print that so we know that that's right. Yep, we have a sliding window and it looks like it's going in order. So this here should be our marker. Now we want to check if all the characters are unique. And the way we can do that, so there's actually a data structure in Python for sets where it makes sure that every element in it is only appearing once, so they're all unique. So what we could do is convert the current buffer into a set, and then if the length of the buffer, or like the length of that set is 4, you know that there's 4 unique characters, so we're good, and we can just return our characters processed. Otherwise we can just go and increment it. So if the length of a set version of the current buffer equals 4. Actually, you know what? Let's just make a buffer size so that it's easier to keep track of all this. There we go. Equals that. Then we are good and we can return the characters processed. We don't need to loop anymore because we know we've processed all the characters. Otherwise, we are going to continue with the loop and we're going to increment characters processed by 1 because we're only like sliding by 1 character. So plus equals 1. Return the characters processed. So let's see what we get out of this. 7. That was right? 7. Perfect. Let's try it with this just so we have that sanity check. Oh. 5. I think that was also right. Okay, cool. Looks like we're doing the right thing. So let's go ahead and run that on our input. 1,275. All right, we have a gold star for part 1. We are doing great. Let's go ahead to part 2. So give me a second and I will read this. Okay, so this is just the same thing, but 14 instead of 4. So we should be able to just reuse the code and change our buffer size to 14 and also that initial number of processed characters to 14. Let's go and do that. 14. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's run this on the sample and we should be getting, okay, and we should be getting 19. So let's, okay, great. I'm just gonna run this straight on the input. Let's keep this a short one, y'all. 3,605. All right, cool. I got another gold star. Thank you everyone for joining me for day 6, and we will be back with day 7 very soon. See you soon, friends.